Good morning. Today I want to share 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 12, which says, "For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I will know fully, just as I also have been fully known." Today was one of those days I was not sure what God wanted me to journal about, what He wanted me to speak to you about or write on Facebook, but I always just take that time to say, okay, God, I really don't know what you want, so just lead me to what you want me to see. And this verse I had read at the beginning of my devotions and kept going, and then read something in one of my other devotionals about Gideon and how God had commanded Gideon to fight the Midianites. And Gideon kind of questioned God, why are we going through all this and why is all this happening? Sound familiar? I mean, we do that a lot. Why is this happening, Lord? I don't understand. And God didn't give Gideon, a reprimand for, hey, I told you to do something. Why are you doubting me? And He didn't really say, this is why this has all happened. He simply said, go and save Israel from the hand of Midian. Have I not commanded you? But that still wasn't enough for Gideon. Gideon then, well, my tribe is the least in all of Israel, and I'm the youngest in my family. So he still doubted what God could do through him. He, could only see that little piece of the puzzle. And I love when God just kind of says, yo, and He brought this verse back to mind because I actually still had my Bible open to this verse, and I looked down and I was like, ow, this kind of just went right along with the story of Gideon. Gideon, was seeing in a mirror dimly. He wasn't able to see the whole picture, and that was okay. I love that God promises one day you will fully know. You will see me face to face. You will understand everything. But right now, you can't understand because you're human and we can't see that big picture. But we have to trust Him. And what I love the most is when He says, just as you have been fully known, God knows you. He knows me. He knows all about us. He knows what He wants to do through us. He knows what we're capable of. He knows our weaknesses. He knows our fears. And yet He wants to use us. We need to trust Him and obey Him. When He tells us to do something, instead of worrying about what is this person going to think? What is, this person is saying this and I'm weak. I can't do that. No, we can't do things on our own. But when we trust God and we know that He has called us to do something and we say, okay, God, I don't know how I can do this on my own, but I know You will give me the strength and You will help me do this. And then be obedient to do what He says, we can do great things. Gideon obeyed God in spite of all his doubts. He obeyed and he succeeded in doing what God had called him to do. Because, I think of the phrase that my one pastor says, God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. He will call you to do something and then He will give you what you need. So I just wanted to encourage you today. It's okay if you have doubts of why me, why is this happening? But what you need to do is trust God. He will give you the strength you need and everything you need to get through it. He wants to do something in and through you. And all this other stuff that, can cause us to worry and doubt, we just need to keep giving to God and say, okay, God, I know you're in control. I know that one day I'm going to understand all of this. And even maybe when I'm still on this earth, you are going to let me see a reason for why I'm going through this. But for now, whether I see, the reason here, or when I get to heaven and finally have all the answers and get to see all that you were doing and understand it, until that point, I'm just going to trust you and obey you and keep moving forward, because He will give you all you need to succeed. Hope you have a wonderful day.